Hello guys, welcome to my channel. So today we will talk about what is the correlation between poverty, inequality and climate change. So let's discuss about that topic, which is very important topic for our GS paper 3 and also for GS paper 1. So inequality is an important topic. So you have been saying that in this topic we will talk about like what are the challenges and problems and how we should deal with that. So let's talk about that poverty and inequality. So let's say that poverty is main challenge we have here. So first impact of poverty is on farmers. So farmers are very vulnerable to climate change. How? So there is a study which is been given by many institutes that with the increase in climate change, the fluctuation in climate, so we have climate monsoon floods, earthquakes and wildfires, so which is directly impacting on the crops. So farmers are more vulnerable to it, so it leads to food shortages and poverty also. So we have in third world country where the 50% or more population is only dependent on survival of agriculture. So this is the one point we have been here. So IMF study is given that with 16% development population and 40% of CO2, so we have that inequality in also there. So let's take that the developing countries which have been like only 60% population is contributed to 40% of our carbon emission, and in poor countries 60% of population is only contributed like 15% of CO2. So in the carbon per capita, CO2 is a two I think 273 ton by rich countries, and methane. So this is an inequality here in climate change. So many other issues are also there, like how should the poverty is increasing by climate change. The island nations which have been uh, which is more prone to climate change, like poor countries which have not a great infra, and weather forecasting is not very good, the science and technology is not good in poor and underdeveloped countries. So we have been focused on that more to and main point is like developed countries is contributing much more in emissions, so they have to be find finance to underdeveloped countries. So recently the Glasgow 26th conference is happening, and our prime minister is also giving speech to climate justice is also a great climate justice. We have been saying that developed countries should be contributing more because they are more like they are more industry on in industrial revolution, they are the most stakeholders who contributing to CO2 per capita. So let's more discuss about methane is also a great discussion on that is happening in UN. Many countries are agree to methane decreasing agreements, but our country is not signing that agreement because we have been majorly dependent on agriculture, and hydropowers are there in our country. So if we signing that agreement, so we have to cut out our methane emission because uh, paddy is a main contributor to it, so our agriculture is suffer from it, so we have not signing this agreement. So let's talk about that methane is a greenhouse gas which is contributing 80 times more than CO2. So you see that there is a more heat trapped by methane than CO2, because methane is a short term gas which is the molecule fluctuation in atmosphere is much higher than CO2. So they heat trapping because of methane is happening in atmosphere and leads to global warming. So let's take solutions. What are the solutions we have? So first of all, the major contributors are paddy fields and hydropower projects. So we have been focusing on like how should we decrease our methane gas from paddy. So in paddy fields, the majorly contribute by sowing the in paddy. The water is only happening, and the molecules are under the crop are destroying because the paddy is full of water, and there is no uh, oxygen happening in under the ground. So we have been discussed that paddy field should be flooded inconsistently. So first we gave water to floods, and then we have 1 or 2 day dry, and then another day we have flooded the water in that. So let's talk about that. What is the major takeaways from this article? Hydro gobar gas is another solution for methane from happening from from gobar gas is methane, which is happening from because of the cow dung, and these also are major contributor to methane because of digestion systems of these animals. So let's talk about that. Gobar gas is another great. So in gobar gas we have only like methane is happening in methane is stored in a tank, and this lead to a gas which is contributing only less than methane. Only CO2 is happening from that. So it is a good fuel also. It is a renewable like energy which contributing our society and leads to because in agriculture mainly the rural areas, the cow dung is used for as a fuel from that. So hydropowers we should contribute to lead to shift from solar energy, solar shift, because of hydropowers are major contributing also to methane. So we have to shift to solar. So our international solar alliance, which is been introduced by our ministry, our PM, is also a good initiatives to leads to solar energy. So let's talk about next article is all about disaster management. So in disaster management, PM announced the infrastructure for resilient island states. So with the in changing climate change, the our with the changing climate, the more prone areas are like islands. So islands are island states which are been increasing with the global warming. Their sea rise is also happening there. So we have been focusing on that because of the meteorological report says that 4.4 meter per annual increase in height of water in seas. So we should be talk about that also, like in initiatives in Glasgow, IRIS initiatives. So climate, what are the main solutions? So only the solution we have that technical technology, science and tech should be more integrated with the climate change risk. So with the use of science and tech we have to cut down our our emissions also, and then forecast. So what are the forecast we have, like prevent or minimize loss and damage caused by disasters. So what are the solutions we have, like weather forecasting is another solution. So in 2002 you should be know that the Ministry of Home Affairs, in which the are under right now, and in 2015 the two major global events are happening. We have been adopted the Sendai framework, which are also talk about disaster management, and we also uh, SDG, the Sustainable Development Goals 2030, which is also talk about like how should we prosperous our society, and the living of standard should be more affordable to all the citizens of this world, all the population of this world. So let's talk about they what are they do, they infrastructure their highways like that. When the earthquake has happening, their infrastructure projects in that area has some like that locks are also there. So when the earthquake happen, the highways are building like that, they are prone to these earthquakes though. So the homes are also there more. So when we say that what are the infrastructure projects we do, like more prone to flood areas, we have to build some water resilient houses, and then gardens, some boundary walls are there. So global innovation technological alliance, which is a gati, is also a good alliance which are talk about the disaster management and the science and tech integration with that. So overseas development institution is giving a report that say 3 to 10% annually by 2100. So what is this 3 to 10% annually? GDP is decreasing because of disasters. So better monitoring of the rainfall. So location specific the monitoring should be there. And we have been doing one of the wonderful work, like the special volunteers from a specific area should giving training, like dam floods when happening, we should also drills activities for technicians for some days to how to deal with this flood situation when the rainfall is high and because of climate change. So these are the some points we have been discussed about climate change. So you should also quote some data to search how the Arabian Sea cyclones are rising because of climate change, and also talk about Sendai Faber. What are the main points are there? talk about that also. So disaster is a major area which impact our society, and socially also, and also financially. So these are some points. Thank you to watching my video. This is my first video about the articles which are happening right now day to day basis. I am improving my English also to better to speak and how to present from day by day. Please support me because I am also preparing for this exam, and I am some financial constraints. I am doing this to also practice my speaking and give some knowledge to others also. Thank you very much who have been watching my video till date. If you like my video, if any suggestions you are giving to me how to present these articles, and these are the some notes which I am daily writing on my copies, and some short notes from the articles of the Hindu. So kindly suggest me how to present these articles in front of you, and my English is sorry for that, it's not very perfect, but I am working on that also. Thank you very much.